Hey, welcome back everybody. I've been getting a bunch of emails and questions about polarizers. When we had some bright sunshine about a week or so ago, I went outside, I shot some video, and let's let the results speak for themselves. I learned some things about polarizers in my camera, the D7000, that I didn't really know. I haven't used a polarizer in a few years and it really showed. So we'll just walk through this and then I'll tell you what I learned on the other side. Thanks very much. Alright, here we're going to try and do some stuff with the bright sunshine. The wind is not cooperating, so I have no idea how much this will record. But this is just to give you an idea of what it's like out here, how bright the sun is, and how we're going to try and get blue skies and everything else. And I can't see anymore. Alright, first time I'm going to try it this way. I know I'm scruffy and a mess, but it's very windy out here. Toby's not going to cooperate. Hi, dog. But the idea is to try and figure out if this works at all, and using the polarizer. Alright, a second handheld experiment, or perhaps a third. I didn't think I needed a tripod for this, but I believe I'm wrong. I got some questions, people asking about the polarizer. So I'm going to try and turn this slowly. This is a circular polarizer that's now on the camera. And as it goes around, you should see it get lighter and darker. And I can see the camera adjusting. It's adjusting shutter speed. We're at 1/60th, so we're obviously letting in more light. And then as we turn it around, it ought to change 1/25 and 1/100th of a second eventually. But that's what a circular polarizer does. As you look through it, you can see, and you get to how much light you want, and then you take your picture. Alright, we're going to pan a bit. I think I've got the thing set. It's hard to see, and hopefully I'm overcoming the wind noise, and if not, I'll dub this later. It's very difficult to see with the light reflecting off my face, the live view. And I will try and turn the polarizer, see if we see differences. I can see the shutter speed changing, so that ought to tell me. But this is toward the sun. And you can see before it was all blown out. Now we get the hints of blue. We have high wispy clouds today, so there is blue sky up there somewhere. And then I get my fingers in the way. But that's what polarizers can help you do, is cut through all that glare and get deeper colors. Alright, enough handheld nonsense. Alright, some more handheld. Now we're under the shade where the dogs are going through all the flowers, plants. And again, the polarizer gives us deeper color. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause, and I'm going to take the polarizer off and show you the difference. Alright, the camera's doing a very good job of compensating. I'm in the same spot. All they did was take the polarizer off. I did not change my f-stop. I did not change my ISO. And we're shooting an Aperture Priority. If this was manual mode, you'd see a more drastic difference. But the colors aren't as deep. Things are a little more washed out. Now we're in shade, so it's not so bad. And this also shows how you can use on a very bright day, if you can get under a tree that has good shade. This one has very chopped up shade, so you're going to get dark and light. But you get a nice full tree that softens the light quite a bit. You can do some natural light photography at noon in bright sunshine, and people think you're doing it during the golden hour. And it looks like Toby's found a mistake. Okay, this is like the 5th time I've shot the ending here, and it's unbelievable what I learn each time. So I don't know why video and audio are out of sync. I'm going to make this quick because it's very annoying and it makes the whole thing look silly. My rambling reply I will put on another video because it's 8 minutes of, well, 6 minutes of stupidity and 2 minutes of actually good content. So Polarizer. Ta-da! On the edge, it has an edge. It's hard to see in here, but I can turn. You see the part that doesn't move? That's the part where it mounts. This side is where it mounts. This side is where light comes through. So I can turn it and see different things. Now what's interesting is when I'm filming right now, I see absolutely nothing on screen, but you can still see through it. So it's polarizing. Probably the glass that's on the laptop has a polarizing effect. This is now at 90 degrees to me, but not to the camera. So the iMovie camera, or whatever they're called, is only seeing light coming through this way, the opposite direction, and doesn't see it polarized. The reason for being is light travels in 3 dimensions. I know somebody will say 4 dimensions too. Yeah, okay, yeah, 4. But just think of the 3 as a plus coming at you. So when you get glaring light, it's kind of like this. You're getting a horizontal light, or strong horizontal light. You're getting reflections, and anyway, I could spend hours on the physics, and it's just boring. So a polarizing filter, whether it's circular or whether it's just a square one, cuts out one of the dimensions. And on a circular one, as you turn it, it cuts the dimension out. So that's why, depending on what you're trying to do, usually you're going to cut the horizontal dimension relative to how you're looking at the camera. So that's why if you take 2 polarizing filters and you put them at 90 degrees, you get no light because it cuts out everything. So the idea is basically you're going to cut this one out, you're going to have light coming straight, you're going to get deeper colors. The main thing I learned doing this video is that aperture priority over the camera is compensating for the loss in light. And so yes, when I turn it and I get to the point where it's cutting out the horizontal component, you can see for fractions of a second a difference, and then the shutter speed changes, and then you can't see any difference. In most cases, the shutter speed was slowing down because less light was coming in. So when I do this again, I'm going to do it manual mode. I'll put some stills in the end of this that I did take that day. Again, it's hard to tell, and then I'll do some in the manual mode. If I can find some other ones, I'll dig that up and show in a manual mode only. Other than auto exposure, we'll still do auto focus, but the exposure will do all of it in manual mode, and you should be able to see a very drastic difference. So that's polarizers. It's very briefly neutral density. That's neutral density. That's the polarizer. It's just different lens sizes, filter sizes. This one is 8 stops. The neutral density is the same amount all the way around. In other words, there's no way to turn it. That's the other thing I was talking about in the video. Many lenses have internal focus. Some of mine do not. So that means the focus ring moves the lens. So if I get this set and then focus, do an autofocus, it's going to turn all its own. And then it may or may not be where I want. So if you have a lens that does not have internal focus, you want to get this set to where you want, flip over to manual focus mode as long as your subject doesn't move, and then go. So, all right. Thanks for stopping by, and keep on clicking.